Hi guys, meteorologist Alexandra Cranford in your local weather expert forecast center, and we're talking very quickly tonight about potential tropical cyclone 2. So I'm going to get you guys a quick update on what's going on with that. It could eventually become tropical storm Barry, but has not developed yet, and just wanted to get you the latest on what we're seeing with it as of Wednesday evening after 7 p.m. Right now we are seeing it just south of the Florida Panhandle. Notice that it has emerged farther out over Gulf waters compared to yesterday for sure. And the center of the circulation is still not really looking very noticeably tropical. The depression kind of storm look to it really hasn't quite taken shape. In fact, you can see these rains that have spread over the New Orleans area recently, and those have been due to the upper level disturbance, not so much this actual surface low. So we're going to see whether we do eventually get some bursts of convection around it, some showers and storms wrapping around the center. But at this point, we're not seeing that right now. And hurricane hunters flew into the system earlier today, and they confirmed there isn't a closed low pressure center of circulation. So we're still tracking it. It's moving west-southwest at 8 miles per hour. There are some winds associated with it up to about 30 miles per hour. And just to show you the latest forecast path from the National Hurricane Center, there will be a new one of these coming out at 10 p.m. So we'll let you know what that is on our 10 p.m. newscast on Channel 4. But you can see the general idea. The movement off to the southwest and then west, then maybe curving to the northwest as we get into Friday, and then possibly a landfall by Saturday somewhere toward the Louisiana-Texas state line or in western Louisiana. This particular path run has it just south of Lake Charles, maybe by that point. And again, over toward that part of the Gulf of Mexico there. And by that time, it looks like there will be very low amounts of wind shear. There will be very warm Gulf waters. So that's why you can see the intensification predicted. Intensification, though, can go up or down depending. So that is not as reliable as the path. We've said that many times. Then it continues to the north as we get into the later part of the weekend. So just to show you guys the computer models, the latest ones, you can see the spread from anywhere around Houma or just really outside of Grand Isle over eventually toward kind of getting closer toward Lafayette. A few of them now taking it far out to the west, maybe even south of Houston. So this would be by Friday night, the position of the center of the circulation. We will know a lot more in the coming days. This spread, this huge spread of solutions will probably not be there once it develops into something. There will probably be better consensus about where it's going to go because the models have a better handle on it. But for now, you can see that it goes anywhere from east near us all the way to Houston at this point. And you saw the National Hurricane Center's path, which was a little bit farther to the west. So just a quick look at what to expect tonight. We do have radar showing some showers and downpours, but thankfully some really heavy storms that you saw around Wiggins, Mississippi, and of course, like the downpours we got this morning in New Orleans. Really, they aren't quite as intense as that. That in New Orleans this morning was sort of an early, just almost like a freak storm. It really did have a lot of heavy rain, and we're not necessarily expecting a whole lot more of that in the coming day or so. However, it will be possible. These tropical downpours can bring really heavy rain very quickly. So our flash flood watch, you notice, has been extended now until 7 o'clock Saturday morning, and that's for 6 to 12 inches. The models, as far as rain amounts, have really been swinging. Yesterday, they had huge rain amounts. The day before, very low for some of them and not matching. Today, they're actually in pretty good sync with the Euro and the GFS, both placing kind of a gradient of those rain amounts, with the highest off to the west toward Baton Rouge, toward where kind of the center of the system may be, possibly off to our west, and then lower amounts may be off to the east. But in general, 6 to 12 expected through Saturday morning. And the big thing also is the 2 to 4 inches per hour. That would be the kind of rain that we got earlier today, which was just way too much rain all at once for New Orleans, causing all of those big flooding issues. We are also under a storm surge watch, 3 to 5 feet along the coastline. But again, we'll know more about that in the next day or so once the system develops. But for now, that's how it's looking as those southeast and east winds push the waters up along the shoreline. And also a hurricane watch has been issued for coastal areas in the bright pink. And notice it doesn't include the North Shore or most of the, well, it doesn't include the metro area at all, or even south toward Lafitte or so, but it does include our coastal spots. And that may be not necessarily for sustained hurricane conditions, but maybe just some gusts perhaps along the coast. And that would be maybe once it, of course, becomes a hurricane off to the southwest of us. So that would not be when it's just south of our coastline. That would be later in the game, maybe into Saturday for that. And as for possible impacts, again, the rain, I think, still will be the big issue over the next few days for us. 3 to 5 feet of storm surge. Winds, that will vary widely depending on how close it gets to us, how quickly it intensifies. But the higher end there, 50 to 60 or so mile-per-hour wind gusts would be along the coast, it looks like, and not so much over many of our inland areas. And as we had today, indications that there could have been a potential tornado touchdown. There could be a few more tornado warnings or tornadic storms because of the rotation with these rain bands kind of coming on shore. So that's just a very quick update on what's going on. I will show you our 7-day forecast so you can make your plans. Tomorrow, I have about a 60 to 70% chance of rain. I think many of us will get a scattered downpour. Again, maybe not quite as heavy as that really, really excessive rain that we got early this morning in New Orleans, so hopefully not that. But we do have a decent chance for more rain. But the bigger impacts are going to be Friday, especially late Friday, it looks like, and during the day on Saturday. So those are the days that we're really watching for maybe the windier conditions, periods of heavy rain, tropical downpours continuing, maybe a few high wind gusts near the coast and so forth. And then maybe even early Sunday before Sunday turns into just kind of a more rainy sort of day with some of our threats not quite so high. So we're almost done, guys. I got to kind of run quickly on this particular Facebook Live, but we have these all the time, you probably know, and join us hopefully pretty often. So I'll just answer a couple of questions really quick. People are saying to stock up and be prepared. Great ideas. Yes, have everything just in case, have a plan because, this hasn't developed yet. That's the big thing that we've been talking about. Let me see, anything else? Hopefully you guys were just kind of joining for just the latest information, which we've just said. And people are saying, stay prepared. Yes, be ready for, kind of what we had earlier this morning. People are getting water and things like that and saying hi to friends. So I'm not seeing any huge questions at the moment. We will have a huge update at 10 p.m. So join us on Channel 4 for that. We will have more, of course, coming up tomorrow morning on the Eyewitness News and through the day tomorrow. And we will have more updates all the time on WWL-TV.com, on our app, which is really a good thing to download now if you haven't yet, because there's just so much information right when you want to know it. And also more on social media. So that'll do it for now, guys. Sorry, this was kind of a quick Facebook Live, but I just wanted to get you the basics on what's going on with the system right now. And we'll have more details and more information with a detailed look at the models and so forth coming up at 10 p.m. So take care, guys.